Hi, I'm Mark. This is my 2021 review for Sagittarius Sun sign and Sagittarius rising. We have your ruler, Jupiter, moving into Aquarius in January and also into your third house. Now this is good news because Jupiter expands wherever he is and he'll be in your third house for a year. So this will expand your mind. Your communication skills will get better. There'll be opportunities to learn different things. This is all good. But to counterbalance that, we also have Saturn moving into your third house. Now Saturn wants to limit things. He likes structure and organisation, and he can cause you bouts of depression because Saturn in the third house restricts the mind. So you're going to have to battle between bouts of optimism and bouts of depression and try and keep a balance between the two. Also we have Mars, who's been in Aries, your fellow fire sign. He's on the march next year, and he's going to go through all the signs until he reaches yours in December. You have to wait a while, but he will get there at the end of next year. Also, because he goes through so many signs during the year, a lot of us will be having Mars returns. If you want to check where your Mars is, he'll be going from Taurus right through to Sagittarius during the year. Let's take a closer look at Mars and Jupiter. Mars, as we said, is going through most of the signs, so you may have a Mars return. This happens every 2.5 years. This is when Mars returns to the place it was when you were born. Now, the Mars energy will help you to change. If you're not happy, you may get irritable, you may get a bit stressed, you may get a feeling of dissatisfaction. Now, this is a good sign that Mars is bringing on that change. So you need to not leave it too late because it will come out too suddenly. You need to make changes early on. If you're starting to feel like this, you need to start to make changes. Mars makes a couple of good aspects to Jupiter, one in April and one in October, so these are good times to bring on the change. Jupiter also makes 3 good aspects to Uranus. Now these are only small aspects, they're quintiles, but they are quite important because they bring out hidden talents that you may have. So these will be happening through the year as well, because there's going to be lots of opportunities through the year. So this is a good time to understand the energies and to work with them. We have a Jupiter square Uranus in January, but also a Saturn square Uranus. So this is where this dilemma is going to play out really for you, because the mind will be willing and wanting change to happen very quickly, and it can happen like a bolt out of the blue with Jupiter Uranus very suddenly. But Saturn wants it to be more controlled. So you've got this dilemma, you'll have limitations from Saturn, but the urgency of Jupiter. So it's a balancing act for you. Maybe quite difficult to do, but you need to do it moderately. You can't go full out for change because it will just cause too much disruption. You need to make change and start making changes within the restrictions that are still there, and then as the restrictions fade away, you can bring in the change quicker. With the Saturn restrictions and structure, you need to use this wisely. You need to make sure that your routines stay as normal as possible. There will be a lot of disruptions. You have Uranus in the 6th house of your everyday routines, and there will be disruptions, and this will be ongoing. But you need to use Saturn to try and keep these controlled, mentally especially. Now in February there are going to be no less than 6 celestial bodies in your 3rd house, so your mind will be full of ideas, full of energy. It's going to be hard to contain it, and that's why you need Saturn to structure all this. There'll be a lot of thinking, there'll be a lot of learning, a lot of communications going on. You've got Mercury in there as well, so it's the house of Mercury. So it's a good time for writing or for getting paperwork done, or for thinking up new ideas. There's going to be a lot going on in February. Your mind will be overworked. That's why you need the restriction and the structure, the organisational side of Saturn, to keep this all under control so that you can manage the change. There is help for Saturn because, okay, he's got a lot to manage, but he's got Chiron helping him in February. There's a good aspect between the two, and this will help to steady the ship, so to speak. This will help you be highly disciplined and well organised. So so that you can manage all this that's going on in your head. The two work well together. Chiron's in your 5th house, so this is a good time to heal any past wounds to do with love or to do with creativity. Also, with Saturn in the 3rd, it's a good time to heal any wounds surrounding your mind. You may need to let go of some things so that you can move forward. In March we have a fantastic aspect, and it's in Pisces, your fellow mutual sign, so the energies will be running free. It's Pallas Athena, who combines with Neptune in your 4th house. Pallas Athena has wisdom, strategy, good for planning and creativity. And Neptune brings spirituality, imagination and artistic pursuits. So this is a good time if you want to do anything around the home. Maybe redecorate your home or something to make it better, to make it more of a spiritual retreat for you, a nicer place to be. It's also a good time for looking at the past, because the 4th house represents the past. This could be past lives, this could be family history, looking at your family's roots and where they come from. It's also a good time to have strong connections with the past. So history, those type of things can all aid you now and give you more insight. These two together can produce flashes of insight. So this is good. You need to tune into this energy and use it well. In May we have our first lunar eclipse, and this happens in your sign of Sagittarius. So this one's going to be very important for you. This eclipse is a member of the Saros 5 South series and is renowned for bringing news of happy events or great ideas. So this could be good for you. The moon is in your 1st house and conjunct the south node. The sun is in your 7th house, conjunct the north node. 7th house is relationships, so this could be a time when you meet a soulmate or someone who's very important to you. It could be a new relationship, or it could just be someone who crosses your path and gives you information that you need to take you forward in the right direction. In June there's our first solar eclipse. This one is a member of the Saros 5 North series and is associated with visions or dreams, messages coming through from the unconscious or the psychic realms, and hunches. If you have any of these, you need to act upon them. The sun is in your 7th house, so that's the house of relationships, so there may be hunches or visions or something coming through about people that you need to act upon. Also the home is connected here because the sun is square Neptune and Pallas. We talked about them earlier around the home, so you could have ideas come through about the home. The thing to be careful of though at this time is there's also a Mars-Pluto opposition, which can cause a lot of tension, because when Mars, the god of war, comes together with Pluto, the god of the underworld, there's quite a lot of activity that could go on here. A lot of power control, a lot of aggression, so you need to be careful. Accidents can happen under this aspect, so you need to be paying attention. In July, the black moon Lilith moves into Gemini and the 7th house. Now she's in Gemini for 9 months, so you have time to work with her now. She casts a shadow wherever she is to highlight our shadow side. Shadow in Gemini is that of acceptance. Now you need to look at why or if you need acceptance. Do you compare yourself to others? Do you need approval? These things have to be examined. The goal of this position is that you do not compare yourself to others, that you become an individual in your own right, unique. There is a chance to work with this energy in September because she connects with the North Node, and the North Node is our spiritual way forward. So there'll be clues here as to what you need to do. There'll be clues as to what behaviour patterns you need to leave behind, because the more of the past you can let go of, the clearer our path ahead becomes. In November we have a second lunar eclipse. This one is of the same series as the one in May, so it has a similar feel to it. But this time it's in Taurus in your 6th house. The moon is there conjunct the North Node, So there'll be clues as to your way forward again. There's positive aspects from Pluto and Jupiter, so there's opportunities here to expand and grow. December's a very eventful month for you. Not only you've got the Sun in your sign, you've also got Mars moving into your sign to give you that added drive and energy. You also got a solar eclipse, so there's a lot happening. It's in the middle of Sagittarius, so those of you whose birthdays are in the middle will be greatly affected, and those of you with a rising sign that's in the middle will be affected too. This eclipse is part of the same series as the one in June. This is very creative and very enriching. There will again be hunches or dreams, visions coming through. This one, eclipse is attached to Mercury as well, so this brings the whole communication and learning side into it as well. There may be things you learn here that will be invaluable to you. There's also positive aspects to Saturn and Chiron, so this widens the benefit of this eclipse. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like more detailed analysis, please watch my monthly forecast throughout the year.